All right, here we are. We're back for round 2 here, and took us forever to get here, but we're checking out some new internet here. Joel's put in some faster internet. I'm not sure if it's as stable, so we're working on that. So we're going to check that out, see how things go. And here we are again. So, guys, we're going to open up the microphones here. Looks like everybody's up and running. Looks like we're doing pretty well there. So let's roll with segment 2. Who's going to take this segment here?
McVeigh.
Oh,
McVeigh.
why is it always me?
Because you're the one who comes up with all these great ideas.
Gosh. Whatever.
All
That's
of our
'cause you
great
guys-
ideas are
Oh, gosh.
property of Zach McVeigh.
Yeah, right.
Just everybody know.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you got a permanent spot on the show. Right? Great ideas and the fact that you think we should have steroids in baseball.
There you go.
And we always fall forward.
I mean, hey, why not?
Oh, my. Because
Oh, my
you
God.
don't ever tell your kid to fall forward.
Why not?
You don't want him to fall backwards.
You're up 80.
At least you can see where he's falling.
You're
He
up
falls
90.
forward.
True.
Do you know that the worst beating
Up 80. Up 90.
is 222-0 was the worst NFL?
And NFL's different. College is different. I'm talking about high school.
Wow.
Well, you still don't fall down. I'm not going to tell my freshman that got in his first varsity
Here we
game
go.
to fall down.
He should have been in the game in the second quarter. I'm
He
talking
may
in
have
the fourth
been.
quarter.
He may have
the
been.
fourth quarter.
Perfect debatable topic.
I mean, I had freshmen in the first quarter and beat a
Great.
team by 70.
Hey,
What are you
okay.
supposed to do? I'm not telling them not to
Football?
score.
You're talking about
No,
football?
basketball.
Oh, basketball.
You pass the ball.
You pass the
10
ball
times.
around and you shoot layups. You walk the ball up the floor.
They were
You
shooting
take your
layups.
time.
I mean, that was the problem.
You dribble and you squat down on 2 knees, and then you try to shoot at the basket off 2 knees.
No.
You shoot left-handed.
There's
Everything
there
has to be
is
your
a
non-dominant hand.
Oh.
Close your eyes when you shoot.
I mean, we were walking it up and everything. I don't think it was quite 70 we beat them by, but we beat them by like 40 or 50.
That's different. That's not
But
80.
falling forward,
That's
I've
not
never told a
80.
kid to fall forward ever in a football game. Ever.
You
Not
ever,
doing it.
you ever been beating somebody so bad in baseball you made them steal home?
I've been
Only
a part
to
of
get
it.
tagged out because you know they just need to get the
Just to get out. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Done that.
Is that the
had
same
to-
as falling forward,
We had
Jason?
to do. Hey, I did that. We had to do that this year.
Not doing it.
Is that the same as falling forward?
I've never done that.
No, I'm not asking if you have. Do you think that is the same thing?
As what? Stealing home to get out?
You tell
The
your
game
kid
is, game is so out of hand. No, he wants to be the coach where it's 40-1 and he's still hitting doubles
that's
and triples.
brutal. No.
Come on, he's the dad. Come on, we're gonna steal. Come on, boy. Come on.
You can't compare. You can't compare.
You should be
baseball.
stealing.
kind of voice
Come on,
is
coach.
You can't
I don't know.
compare
That's my
baseball.
Jarvis non-falling
You
forward.
can't compare baseball and football.
Why?
It's not
Why?
the same.
There's
Why?
not the same.
there's
Zero wedge. Zero wedge.
And what if he breaks? So then, if he breaks it out, tell him to fall.
Zero. No.
Dude, we were running straight dives when I was
Zero
at Crystal.
wedge.
Straight dives. Here you go.
Zero wedge.
6th, 7th string running back. I couldn't help he scored on
You're
Grand
not
Day.
answering my question
You're
on
zero
this.
wedge. But it doesn't help when you have your starting.
We didn't.
I'm just saying.
This is great.
I don't think it's the same.
Wow.
Wait, you're saying that have him steal home?
Yes.
Yeah,
gotta
that's about
get
the
out.
same as
It's
falling
not
down.
the same.
Oh, it's a pass ball right at the umpire's feet. Let me pick it up and he's out. On play.
Yeah.
Seen that
You
happen.
steal second, you steal third, and you try to steal home to get there.
Might as well just take a knee.
I can't do that in baseball.
No, you run a zero wedge and you're going to get tackled. You're not going to break a zero wedge. You're not.
Okay. I've seen teams that bad.
Why don't you just put the biggest, slowest guy back as running back and just let
then
him run it?
then they would be mad because you're putting in a lineman as running back. That's an insult.
You've already
You know?
played everybody else. If you play your freshman in the first quarter,
That's
a done
This
deal.
all goes back to, see, this is what he's never understood, is that you don't start this in the fourth quarter. You start the mercy in the first quarter.
So hey,
said in the first quarter.
I'll tell you, we need to bring in an
This
expert on
goes
this
all the way
subject.
back.
Let's bring in somebody from St. John County.
Oh, boy.
Riley, I want to see your face, the face that you had there.
Or do
earlier.
you- okay.
Kinda like, okay.
What? Ask it. Do it. Ask
I
it.
just-
Do it.
no.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
You're up 87-7. You should
it.
still be
Do
shooting
it.
3-pointers.
Do it.
I didn't say that.
Hold
You're
on.
being an ass now. I didn't even say that. I said I'm not going to tell
And the
my
show is
fifth
at a
or
new
sixth.
I know.
I'm not going to tell my fifth,
I'm
sixth,
not
seventh,
telling
eighth
anybody
string
to
running back to
fall.
go, dude. As soon as you cross the line of scrimmage, you got to fall.
I never said that. I never
said?
said you have to fall.
Oh well,
I've
then I
never
don't-
said that. I'm just saying you're going to run a zero
I
wedge.
apologize to all of the listeners right
This is
now.
great. I don't know why you apologize for anything.
I hope if William Bruno was on here because he will
was.
comment on
He
this.
was on
I
here.
wish
That's
he was
fine.
back
He was
on
on
here.
our Billy.
Hey, go share to all your 500 different people.
no,
Nobody's
I've done
watching.
it.
Always share
This
it
is
now.
the third
Already
time.
done
This
it
is the
3
third time
times.
nobody's watching
Yeah.
right now.
That'll bring us
You
up
can't
from
say
4
that on here.
people.
Oh, hell, no one's watching anyway.
Watching anyway.
That'll bring us up from 4 people to 5. So
I
let's
got
go.
19
I got
on my
19.
screen.
Oh, I guess I need to share.
But which that ain't
I
much.
don't have enough friends.
But gosh
Well,
dang,
give
we've
it-
had
give
to
it a
change.
minute.
This is like the fourth stream.
Because you
I've
fall
had.
forward all the time.
I know.
We're strong right now. We got a good strong stream this time.
Voicing.
That was a while ago. A commercial break for me. I don't know about you guys.
We have a good strong stream right now.
I was waiting for I knew somebody was going to say,
Oh, good.
It's gonna be me. You know,
Don't
it's-
cross streams.
Segment 3, we are off the
I was-
rails.
Hey,
I
that's
was
the
too
thing.
busy
Ray,
over here cranking
Ray
the
gets
internet.
one. Ray gets one. After that, it's off the rails. It's however we want to do it. He gets one.
get
One
one.
mulligan.
So we're gonna do one. We're gonna do one. We're gonna do one. We're gonna do one.
We're gonna do it live. We're doing it live.
One what? What are you talking about?
sorry, fans. We're having some trouble here today.
Hey, listen.
No.
When you have technical difficulties,
We are-
the show tends to get a little crazy. It's like when you're having
nailing
issues
it
with
right
your
now.
computer in the classroom. You're trying to show
The
something.
kids are.
And the kids, all of a sudden, it's like,
Yeah.
oh god, they're gonna get out of control. They're gonna get out of control. Next thing you know, ah! It's like, oh, for love of God, stop it! It's like, listen, I was gonna play a movie for you guys. Forget it.
Right.
Homework, pop quiz.
Like and share our page again. Don't forget.
On to segment 2.
Which is
on to Cincinnati. I fall forward.
I thought this was a great debatable topic.
Yes, it was for these two. Yes.
It's the best.
We've only heard it like 25
I
times.
know. We've heard it. It's
Right?
week 50.
Okay, if it's soccer, and I hate the
Who
sport,
cares?
and the team is up. Hang on, what's
They
the big?
stop.
Okay,
Oh, wait.
They
You're
stop.
at five.
They stop.
Five.
Start it-
Because I
stop
think
at 8.
5 is kind of a big deal.
I
Okay,
don't
this
have a
is
clue.
great. So Jill played on a soccer team
Really?
where another team just walked off the field. They walked off.
Were they
at
the
half.
winners or the losers?
We were the winners. They were the losers, and it was bad. And
Yeah. At halftime, right?
they just quit.
Down 4-0.
Had it happen.
Heard about it.
We've had it happen
Down
more than
4-0?
once with that team.
Really?
Yeah. And then
Down 40?
I want to say so many
Down
other
40 or
things.
So you're
four.
saying
Oh.
it's that they're that team.
They were that team
They
for
were
a
that
little
team.
bit when they were really young.
Yeah.
They're that team.
They had all been playing together for several years, and they played a bunch of teams that were bad.
Yes.
I mean, there was a couple times I was embarrassed. I wanted to leave.
And you could have. You had a car.
And then they would. And what? Well, I want to leave my daughter there.
You're on the bus back.
And it would frustrate me because I would watch, and then sometimes they would leave the same person in goal the entire game, like on our team. Why not put that? They put your crappy players up there at the forward positions.
Whoa, they're
Or-
crappy now? They're not like less talented? You call them crappy?
Well, no,
Tell us how you really
it
feel.
was my daughter. I'm just saying. She was the goalie. She's a heck of a goalie. But
Hear that?
Your daughter's sitting right here.
yeah, I ain't afraid. But what I'm saying is,
He's calling your friends crappy who didn't get to play.
Oh.
I was saying though that the goalie never plays offense, so
Right.
put them
Put
up
him in
there.
someplace else.
Yeah, everybody gets to switch around. But isn't that like putting the lineman
Yeah.
as a
it's
running back?
Yeah.
That's a little different.
No,
Linemen weigh in the 200-pound clubs most of the time.
Well, what about goalies? I mean, they're what? They're not good at kicking the ball.
What are you trying to say about goalies?
What are you trying to say about
Did you hear that,
I'm
Jill?
defending you. What are you trying to say about goalies?
Give me time.
What are Did they can't kick the ball and score?
Compare that to the linemen.
What are you trying to say? If you play the line, you can't. You're not a skilled player. You can't do it.
There's a reason why they say in younger football that you can't be a certain weight and be a running back. You can't run the ball if you weigh this amount of pounds.
That's a safety issue.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Well, now we're past the safety issue
Right.
part.
Safety issue for who?
So the question is what you
the
say about
kids that are-
goalies?
So we're
Wait,
50
trying to
pounds.
First off,
Yeah.
I hate soccer, and everybody knows that
I
and
do
watches the
too.
show and knows
I
me.
hate it too.
Number one,
Why
I
do we
hate
talk
soccer.
about it?
Kevin Holly's not watching, so you can
Well,
say it.
Kevin,
He
I
was the
heard
first
He
round.
was, and then after the third time, he's like, I'm out.
So
So-
lost them.
So
Dadgum
you're trying to say
Apple
that
products.
the goalies they can't play offense, they can't get a chance to score, they can't play the forward position.
No, what I was saying
Uh-oh.
was she always played in goal. So since she's not used to being a forward, move the the defense up to the forward, move the forwards back to
but
the
not
defense.
linemen. Linemen can't do that.
No, it's different. You can't. You don't need a
Why don't
300-pound
you
lineman.
post players start bringing the ball up the floor if you're winning by 50?
I'm not going to do that
Why?
because
a
they
chance-
can't dribble. Most of them.
That might be a turnover, though.
Maybe you get to develop them for a later,
there you go.
later
Oh,
playoff.
my God!
What happens to have your team gets COVID?
This
And
guy-
then-
there you go.
This guy is still sour about Grandview getting their butts kicked back.
I wasn't even on the staff.
I know, but you were still sour about it.
No, not at
It's
all.
like you at that,
Not at all.
that meeting.
Not at all.
It's like you're at professional development meeting.
So on to our topic. That's
Okay,
a
go ahead,
perfect
Riley.
segue
I thought
Hold
this
on,
was
you're-
the topic.
Hold on,
What is
reel
the
us back
topic?
in. We don't know at this
Feeder
point. Does it
teams.
really matter at this point?
Feeder
No.
team.
Feeder
Feeder
teams.
teams.
Pros and cons.
Well,
to
heck, you
having
know, you
a
should.
feeder
You're an
program.
expert on this.
You don't
Mr.
get to
Feeder.
develop your
So,
kids
well,
because
yeah,
you went to a bigger margin and you don't get to play multiple positions. You only get this one position. Because in a feeder program,
Wait,
that's all you played. You don't get to play anything else.
Oh, wait.
So you get up there, you don't know. You get to be the goalie. Oh, no, you get to be a lineman. Oh, no, you don't. You're a post player. You don't get to do that. That's what you're saying.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Hold on.
well, I'm-
sorry.
My.
Feeder programs.
You know what? I will say that luckily I had a coach like in Coach Goodwin down at the junior high, which that was what that other than my feeder program outside of that. But if he played my son as a guard, and he was the probably tallest, if not the second tallest player on the team, but he knew he would never play a post player in high school. So that was a great thing by him
I agree.
to do that. And not all feeder programs are going to do that. A lot of people are going to see a kid, he's 5'10" in 7th grade, and he's never going to dribble the ball ever, like you were saying, have your center bring the ball up. But feeder programs don't always do that. They're
No.
worried about winning.
Yeah.
You get it?
That drives me nuts.
Well, that's the next. That's
Drives
part
me
of
nuts.
the debatable topic.
Oh, on the feeder.
and-
That's what I'm trying to debate here.
Is
You got to get the right people coaching.
that one of the biggest questions and one of the biggest concerns about feeder programs is who is coaching it?
Why can't we just coach it?
Well,
Misha says.
I know, Misha. I'm stupid.
No,
I
you can't do that. No, no, no.
But
Like
you
right,
can't do
like
that.
right now in my program, I have.
Which program? Your AU one you run?
I don't run an AAU program. You have heard me. Never mind. I'm not going to diss AAU right now. But
He's just, hold on. Poking the bear.
But what I'm saying is, like right now, my junior high coach is a track coach. All right. My other high school coach is coaching baseball. I'm the only coach available, really, right now. Me and Coach Buddy. Why can't I go down and coach my 5th and 6th grade team or my 7th or 8th? Well, it's the 7th and 8th that I can't touch,
that's correct.
which is stupid. They're already at my school.
Already
That's
paying,
more like
already
for,
paying taxes,
That would
aren't
be
they?
more like for another school trying to coach my kid, I would think. Why can't I coach them? They're already in our school. They're already there. What's it matter?
Well, how about when you're at a small school,
When they get
maybe
to
on
do
the
junior
other
high?
side,
Yeah,
of,
no
other side of
doubt.
the state, and they're so small that the fall season is
Basketball.
junior high basketball,
Yeah. Yes.
and then the winter is
Like I
regular
think
high
like
school.
Meadow Heights and some of those
Yeah,
schools down
yeah.
there, they
Down
do
there.
that.
That's so you're-
it's the
you're
same.
the
Again, I'm
junior-
sorry, I was replying to a comment.
You had
Yeah.
to coach junior high and
Yeah, but
high
it's in
school.
fall.
Both. Yeah, it's
That's
fall.
what we just said. Yeah, yeah.
They don't do it at the same time, so that
Right.
way you can.
Well, I know, but it's bullcrap that just because they're not doing What do you mean they're not doing it at the same time? I wouldn't be doing it at the same time either. We're talking about
he's saying
spring.
fall. Right.
Yeah,
he's
it's in the
saying
fall,
off-season.
and instead of like here where your middle school and your high school
I'm not talking about coaching
He's saying
middle
now.
school.
He's saying off-season.
I'm talking right
He's
now,
saying off
coaching
it.
the feeder team.
Right. Well,
Sorry.
Well, you
Yeah.
can, but you cannot coach incoming
Eighth grade.
freshmen.
8th
You
graders.
can
Can't
coach
do eighth
7th
graders.
graders, but you cannot coach 8th graders that are incoming.
But I
coming
can't
incoming
have
freshmen
Coach
next
Goodwin
season.
coach 7th graders because he's going to coach them next year.
I don't talk to 8th graders anyway.
I've got a question here. So why not have the boys team coaches coach the girls? and
'Cause
the
they
girls
work for the
teams
school.
Coach the boys. And that's the
Yeah,
reason
you
why
can't do
you
that
can't
either?
do it, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Me and Blair have already talked about that before.
Can't
because
pull that
would
one
be-
off.
Now,
If
what
we
about
could pull that
dads?
off,
What
Here-
about
here's
hold
the
on.
thing.
What about you as a dad?
No.
it
So
does
it doesn't
not
work?
specify.
Coach your own kid.
It does not specify that.
I'm telling you.
And on the school.
Dude,
now,
I'm in a private school. Trust me.
I'm going to tell you, though, it does not specify that in the bylaws. We looked it up on it. The only thing that it says is that you cannot coach any athlete you are going to coach within the next 365.
You can't have your football coaches who don't coach basketball coach those kids because they are employees of the school. They are MSHA coaches.
Oh, he say no.
I'm telling you no.
Not what the bylaw says.
Then you know what? I'm going to email Dr. Erhan. We'll have
Do
an
it.
answer.
Do it.
We should
Actually,
then
someone
we
else
could
needs
just
to because they'll be like, I'm bringing some light on myself. Like, hey, I want to talk to this kid, coach him.
You could be like Mizzou, self-report.
Yeah, I'm not self-reporting.
We
Just
should just
saying.
have him on.
Amy, what's the question? I'll
I'll answer.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
right
sure.
behind us here. Thanks, Amy.
No, you can't. But now, if we were in different schools, you can.
Well, that
Hold
would
on.
be crazy.
You could coach,
coaching
hold
the
on. You
Hurricane.
could coach his school, and you
Yeah,
could coach his
yeah.
kids.
Which
Yeah.
makes zero
Sense.
sense to me. That's why I
I
don't
know.
think it's right. I don't think it's right.
So here's the question.
Why would I make it up?
Here's the dumb question because I'm the outside looking in. Why?
That's why.
What is that? Why is that in place?
So people don't cheat.
How can you cheat?
How can you cheat?
How would I be cheating? I'm coaching the kids that are already at my school.
Right. That wouldn't be cheating.
Not coaching. I'm not going out and
Because-
taking
because-
all the Pius
no,
kids
no,
and
no,
all the
no.
R7
No, it
kids
has
and
nothing
all
to
the
do with that.
Grandview kids.
I'm coaching
Because-
Herky kids.
Because they can go to Herky, but because they can be eligible upon graduation
Freshman.
from 8th grade to freshman, that means that if somebody from outside of your school would they would want to go to, say, R7, they want to go to DeSoto, they want to go somewhere else, they can go because they graduated. They're done. So they are eligible upon graduation
yeah,
from 8th
I
grade.
understand that. I
So
don't
if
understand why we do. I don't understand that.
because that's just because there's opportunities for undue influence. I'm telling you, that's why it is.
I know that's the.
But they're already
You
at
can
Herky.
shake
It's
your head.
not-
I
Listen,
know.
you're talking. I disagree with it completely.
Okay, so Amy Duncan's saying because they stack their teams. Kyle Bohr says have a varsity player coach 8th graders.
Okay, well, if I went
That's a
down
liability
my
issue.
if I went down my list of varsity players, they're almost every one of them is playing a sport.
doing something.
Yeah.
So
I
now
can't
it
wait
goes
for
back
you to
to
get
the
that email
topic.
response
Now
back
it goes
from
back to
Erwin.
the topic of who do you want and what. Give me the why of why they're
And like
doing
you
it.
said, the liability of it.
Well,
Yeah.
I tell you, I mean, we've been doing this a while now, and we've been very successful with, traditionally starting at the younger ages and trying to find parents that are in 3rd and 4th grade parents that are willing to put in the time and the effort and the ability to help make kids better basketball players. And I think we've been very fortunate to find the right people, but it's been a very difficult process and with a lot of knowledge and guidance from us as far as what we would like to see happen. But I think the biggest thing is once again, and you put yourself in that position where if you do hire, ask a parent to volunteer, what are the stipulations? What are those parents expecting out of that? And I think that as long as your communication is open and honest right up the front, I think that's the biggest key. Is there's no hidden agendas from the backside in talking about all of that. Mm-hmm. I've seen it more and more here recently where you see a lot of parents coaching the kids in the spring and the fall. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're seeing that now, at the high school level. I'm seeing it all over social media. So some schools or parents are coaching the high school kids right now in different leagues. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a process that, what the proof is making happen is we are telling people that it's okay to do this, but we're telling the people that are wanting to do it the right way, no, you can't do it.
Well, it just opens up a Pandora's box.
Sure does.
You know what I mean? And
causes people to lose their jobs.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that, like I said, we talk about what are your motives? What are your motives as a parent? Okay, is your motive to develop? Is your motive to be a part of the program, to be part of the school? Or is your motive to say, hey, no, I'm going to look out for number one, meaning my kid, and I'm going to make sure my kid gets developed? And then, or what happens is, oh, okay, you're going to allow me. I'm going to be a parent for your program. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Hey, you know what? I've invested 3rd grade, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. I've got just as much say as you do now because I put in all these years with that group, that particular group. I don't like what you're doing, and I don't like what you're doing with the program. And now all of a sudden I've got a little bit of clout or power or authority that because I put in all this time. Now, I didn't teach my kid how to do a left-hand layup.
Yeah.
But I put in all these years.
Yes.
Now, my kid shoots two-handed, doesn't play a lick of defense, has no clue what a high post is or what an elbow is or what a short corner is, but I put in all these years, and now I get to tell you.
And he doesn't work hard in practice
Okay.
or doesn't have a good attitude.
Now I get to tell you what to do, and if I don't tell you directly, I'm going to go through over to you because you are somebody else
I'm the
in
AD?
authority or maybe somebody else that was duly elected. And this is how this game's played.
Totally get it. And that's why I say that's why there is so many schools not doing feeder programs is because, 1, they can't find people to coach it. 2, they can't feel like they can trust people to coach it because there is hidden agendas behind the scenes.
Right.
And I feel like as far as successful programs go, if you're not starting kids in your school district starting at an early age, you're seeing successful programs are doing that.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, you. 1, because you're quiet. 2, just because you coach
I'm just listening to you guys talk.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Wonder why.
Kobe. I'm going to use him as an example.
Okay.
Since you coached him. When do you think he started playing basketball?
Okay, let's see.
Carry the one.
He was born probably old enough to hold it.
Okay, right. So, but when did he start playing what we would talk about, organized? Don't even throw out the select AU. When did he start?
2nd or 3rd grade.
2nd or 3rd grade. Okay, great. So
playing
do
against
your
4th
math.
and 5th graders.
Okay, so do the math. So by the time you got him as a freshman, he was how many years, not months, not days, how many years into playing the game?
I mean, he probably would have been a college sophomore.
Okay, so he put in 6-7 years worth of time.
Yeah.
By the time he's a freshman.
Yeah,
How good was he? Because I got to see him
really
play.
good.
You got to see him play. You coached him.
You coached against him. How good was he, Jason?
He was good.
Oh,
right?
he was good enough. I tried to run a triangle and 2, and he just held the ball out and did.
No, he didn't hold the ball.
No,
he stood there half court while 2 guys guarded, and we shot layups.
But my whole point is, he put in 5, 6, 7 years worth of time, and now you're trying to compete against that when you've got kids that maybe have put in 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah, I mean, my son's not in the realm of Klaus, but he was 2.5 playing in a 3-year-old league at the YMCA, and he's had a basketball in his hand ever since. Not every kid at Herculaneum
or any other school
starts that early and continues to develop and play and do that from then on.
In any sport.
It has to be. Those kids are really hard to find.
Oh, yes.
They're special kids, and it's because they love the game.
Right.
It's one thing to like playing and like playing with your friends. It's another thing if you actually love the game and you dive into it. You're not only just a kid who plays it. You're a student of the game. You watch the game. Coach Klaus and I are having this conversation today, as a matter of fact, talking about Kobe. It's funny
Kids
you mention
don't watch games.
He said, I don't know how many times me and Kobe would sit and watch several college games, and then every time that there was a stoppage or a commercial, he said, I would ask Kobe, even when he was little, he's like, what did you see on that? And before long, Kobe can see the alley-oops coming because he wasn't watching the ball, which is what everybody watches. He's watching the play around it. and he could see the back pick coming and then get to see the lob. So not only was he a kid who spent hours and hours and hours and hours playing, and then played select, and he played for all of his teams in school or whatnot,
Right.
but he also was a student of the game. So it made his basketball IQ better, and he was better than a lot of kids, even who might have been more athletic than him, because he was more intelligent when it came to playing. And he knew how to use his skill set because he'd played a lot. So feeder programs help. I agree, when you have the right people. But you're not going to get those special kids unless they absolutely love it.
Well, and that's the thing. Sorry, Jarvis.
You're fine.
And that's the thing about going to college. You know, we talk about, hey, do you want to go to college? Do you want to try and play the sport? They don't understand. It's a full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
You played college. I played college. It is a wake up at 5 o'clock. You've got weights and conditioning, and then you've got your classes, and then you've got practice, and then you've got travel, and then you've got the game, and then you've got all.
They don't believe me when I talk about when I went to college football. A lot of kids don't believe me. We got there, and we had breakfast. As soon as breakfast was over, we had our first practice. We got to go to lunch. Then we had meetings. Then we got a little break. Then we went to our night practice.
Yep.
Then after the night practice, we got to go eat, shower, hopefully make the mess hall before they close the dang thing down.
Yeah.
Go eat. As soon as we got done eating, we had maybe 30, 40 minutes, and then we were back at meetings till 10 o'clock. And then we were back in bed, and we're up doing it again the next morning. And, yeah, kids don't understand that now. They don't understand that if they're going to commit to a college sport,
You have to love.
yeah, you have to love the game.
Love the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I went there and was like, whoa.
Well, you know, and the biggest thing that I see as far as that goes, here's what I'll say as far as, you know, I mean, you all know that we do a feeder program.
You run an AU program. Everybody knows it.
I don't run an AA program.
You got the shirt on.
Jeez.
Hey, what's on next level?
I do nothing except help run this program. Is it my program? No, it's not my program. I've helped it in the past, but I really don't do much to it. I just take my kids up there and they let them play.
Sponsored by.
You know, I think that the biggest thing about it is since we've done this, I think the success of our program has tenfolded into the up direction. And I think that it is because we've found kids that want to play the game. And as Coach Bohr, I think, has admitted here on the Facebook page, he said, you know, that in the last 3 to 5 weeks, he's noticed, third through fifth graders have developed a lot in learning the game by just playing the game, learning how to play the game, you know, effectively, not necessarily win and losing, but how to play the game, what to do in a game situation, and how to respond in a game situation. And I think,
And they all get to play, right?
Absolutely, they do.
You're not just putting your top
Nope.
5 and maybe your sixth man.
Nope.
And
No,
and
I've been to
those kids that
several
are-
of these games of theirs because Jill's played for them for a few years, and we got some butt kickings.
Yeah.
like,
And that's fine.
We got our butts kicked, but his kids are out playing. I don't care if they're getting their butts kicked; they're out playing. The only thing you got to worry about that is that they still keep the enjoyment for the game.
Yes.
And I'm starting tomorrow. This will be my first attempt. I'm trying to get that started.
Right.
And so I'm doing open gyms for the next 4 weeks. There's a 1 week we can't do it. And anyway, 4 of the next 5 weeks, I'm doing an open gym for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade boys. I got like 25 or 6 signed up right now. And so I'm going to try to get some stuff started so that I can get feeder kids that are playing. So when they hit junior high, Coach Goodwin's not having to show a kid how to shoot a left-handed layup or having to show a kid how to pivot or any of that stuff.
Oh, I was just getting ready to ask you guys questions.
Well,
Pivot.
Raise,
I think
pivot.
the other big thing about it is, and that
I
I've
think
seen,
this segment was close to being over, so just ignore his music.
but I believe, and this point, and I'm trying to make is, I think that as far as keeping it fun, regardless of winning and losing, I think that you have to have an environment that is fun. And when the kids are in there, you know, we don't even focus on the score at all as far as after the game. We talk about, hey, these kids that you're playing against, have been playing together for a while. They've been playing together since, our 3rd and 5th graders. They've been playing together since they've been 1st grade. So, I think that we keep it fun. We let them enjoy the opportunity. And I think the biggest thing about it, and I know that the people that have helped build this program and been doing it successfully in the past will tell you that it's all about learning the game. And I think that's the biggest asset of doing a feeder program is getting the kids to learn the game.
Well, and I was lucky enough, and you say that, I haven't had to do this because I had a group of kids, these freshmen, sophomores, and juniors have all played together because I had a group of dads that did it.
Well, and that piggyback what you're saying, I think that's the most important thing. As long as the program is ran by good people, the parents, but you're learning fundamentals. You don't necessarily care about the score. You want to win, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. But you get kids that are around the same age playing together. And I know, being a guy who's coached in public school for a long time, you're waiting on groups of kids. You don't necessarily have this artesian well of talent like you might have at some places that kick out. You want kids that are coming through all the time, so your cycle of talent stays high. The only way that does that is if you have kids coming that have played together, understand each other a little bit, and have fundamentals. And if you don't have that, then there's going to be a drop-off. And you spend more of your time teaching the game to kids that should already know certain things.
Well, that would have – I know Ray wants to stop, but that goes into junior high.
Take your time.
And that was going to be my talk or topic to you is what are your expectations as head coaches
fundamentals
going into the junior high?
I want fundamentals. I want them to be able to pivot. I want them to know how to run man-to-man defense. I want them to do those easy things so we're not spending all that time at a JV varsity level.
Left-hand layup. Left-hand dribble.
I preach this to my kids at the high school level. It's all about the little things. And as far as, and I know my kids get tired of hearing me say this, but I say it religiously. It is the little things is what makes us best. And when we're doing the little things right, we're pretty successful. But when we're not, we're not. And so I really strive on just the little things, taking care of the basketball. One thing, how to defend. That's the other thing. I mean, just little things like that go along the big way. You don't have to worry about what the other team is doing. If you're taking care of the little things on your end, you're going to be successful, and you're going to be in most games just because you're taking care of those things. And I think that if you're developing it at a young age, those things are much more inbred in their head a little bit, that they pick up on the terminology that you say, hey, we want to go out there and take care of the little things, maybe,
rebounding.
Maybe that's exactly right. Hey, we
want
to
rebound cost you.
We want offensive rebounding. We want to shoot. You want to get 80% of our offensive rebounds.
I'm gonna go back and say
let's
it
just
even
say
goes,
that. Okay.
You want developing. I'm gonna say, not only do you want to develop a skill set, you have to develop depth.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that gets overlooked.
Yes.
I think that gets overlooked in every single sport. Developing
and depth sometimes is hard. I feel that some of these kids won't accept that they are the depth player. They're the 8th player, the 7th player. That's another.
But why is that? And I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna say why. Why is that?
I think a lot of it has to do with they haven't played together all the time, and maybe they haven't had fun. I don't know, But it's hard to find kids that will just be role players. I had one great one this year, and he knew he wasn't going to play much, but he was there every day busting his butt.
Yeah.
And the role players, the role thought process is, and that's why I think that the more about fundamentals is, here's what you talk about. When you talk about fundamentals, you talk about typically your role players are fundamentally sound. They have to be, because that's what the role players are. Your talented players, your skilled players are the ones that can take it to the next level as far as that goes. So I think if you're telling them to teach the fundamentals at a young age, that's where your success comes into play more often, is because of that. You're teaching the fundamentals at a young age, and they know their role. Hey, your job is to take care of the basketball by blocking out every possession. I don't care about anything else but that.
But they got to get in to do that.
No.
You can't play your 5. You can't
No,
play
and
your
that's why
6.
we don't do that. That's why anybody shouldn't do that at the younger levels. And
I think that's
and it's not. Yeah, I've seen it done this year. I've seen it done to our 7th grade kids this year in a game where it was 51-4 at the end of the first quarter, and they were still playing their. They were still playing their starting 5 and 3-quarter
Who are you
pressing.
playing?
Well, I don't want to specify any of that, but I'm telling you is neither one of those
I was
teams
at the game.
neither one of those teams got better, and it was very frustrating to me because I felt like, it was a disgrace to those kids on the floor, but more importantly, the kids are on the bench on the team that was winning 51-6,
what about
51-3,
you,
or whatever it was.
But what about you as head coaches when? And like I said, and this could be a delicate subject. What are you telling your junior high coaches? Because here's the thing. Great, I want to win because that's important because you got to teach your kids how to win. But here's the thing. You got to play everybody. If they're going to be on the roster, they've got to play. I'm not saying YMCA pay for play where everybody gets the same amount of time. But if they're going to bust their butt, you just talked about role player. Why would I, if I'm 10, 11, 12, as a 7th grader, as an 8th grader, I'm never seeing the floor. Why am I going to put any amount of time in or even think about playing in high school? Now we're a small school. You're starting 5. Okay, great. You're starting 5. Out of your 5, one decides to go to a private school. One gets hurt. One moves. One says, you know what? I really don't care about my grades. And then now you've got one guy. So everything that happened in 7th and 8th grade, your plan goes completely out the window because they were more worried about winning and worried about trying to win every single game instead of saying, hey, you know what, 10, 11, 12.
You got to have a good mix of wanting to win versus –
that's my debate. That's my talk to you guys.
Everyone.
What do you want as head coaches?
Were we going to save this or are we going to –
I don't know. Ray, go ahead. Ray, go ahead.
We got McVeigh on a tangent right
No,
here.
I'm asking. I just want to ask.
I'm 100%
I just want to ask.
I think this is a great segue to maybe stop and let's come back and finish like a 10-minute segment and then go right into trivia.
All right. So we're going to take
a break.
Quick break. You're watching the Coach's Box. We'll be right back.
I do this for the love of the kids. I do it for the love of the coaches and the ADs because there's not enough high school coverage in the St. Louis area. There's just not. Once again, I get to keep my relationships with, guys like you and a lot of the other great coaches and administrators and former athletes. And that's one of the cool things that we're going to do here, too, is, I've been fortunate covering some great coaches and great kids, but, the caravan is – I wasn't letting it die, and sure enough, we're here now, and the reboot is in full effect.
Jefferson College has affordable degree options for students of all ages. Plus, register before December 11th and you could win a $250 book scholarship or other great prizes. Jefferson College provides safe on-site and online options and many exciting career pathways like humanities, business, social science and public service, math, physics and technology, and science and health. Students who know, go Jeffco. Enroll now at jeffco.edu.
Tell us we can't, and we'll prove you wrong. Knock us down, and we'll get right back up. Call us risk takers, misfits, bad boys. But we know what we want, and it feels like American muscle. Looks like advanced engineering, and smells like fresh, cut grass. Bad boy. Mow with an attitude.
For fine Mexican cuisine,
a family atmosphere,
any place to watch your local sport teams. Come out to La Pechangas. Check out our 4 locations: Arnold, Herculaneum, Crystal City, and Bonter. Come out to La Pechanga.
Imagine an HVAC as unnoticeable as the air itself. Sounds pretty good, huh? The new Daikin Fit. Air intelligence.
Guys, I've always wanted to ask you this since you're both pitchers. What's your favorite pitch? It's a fastball? Okay, I know. It's a curveball. No? Okay, well, what's your favorite pitch? Oh, yeah. Spitball.
The Main Street Sports Show. You never know what we're going to throw at you.
Value. Let's talk about value right now. We here at Livestream STL believe that value is key to keeping our community at a high level. Do us a huge favor today. Talk to your athletic director about the value that Livestream STL brings to your school. Talk to your superintendents as well. Let them know that you want Livestream STL in your schools because we bring high levels of value back to your kids. Thanks again for watching the broadcast.
That, Rand, I'll say real quick, I really admire what you guys do with this. I think everybody who's ever tuned into one of these, whether it's a Legion game, whether it's a high school baseball game, with basketball, football, whatever it is, I've heard nothing but tremendous feedback about Livestream STL and what you guys do and the quality of production, things like that. I would really encourage anybody who's involved in athletics throughout the county, or really anywhere in the metro area, anybody who's interested in sponsoring activities to get on board and get involved with this. I think it's added a ton to what we do here. It's added a ton to the program. You guys are a class act, and you're committed to doing things the right way, and we really appreciate that.
And we are back here for round 3. Before we get started with round 3, we've got just giving you a little insight on what we've got going on the rest of this week here. We are going to start with tomorrow night out at Busch Stadium. Coach Blair and Coach Miller will be with me. They'll be on the call. Live from Busch Stadium, the St. Pius Lancers taking on the Roxana Shells. That will be a 5:45 start. We've got 45 minutes to get in there, set everything up, and get it rolling. So pray for us. That's all I got to say about that. Thursday, the high school sports caravan with Jim Powers. That will be at 7 o'clock. Got some great guests as well on that, and we'll have that some more of that information on our Facebook page. Friday, we'll be back here doing baseball between Perryville and Windsor. That'll be at 4:15 on Friday. And if you're interested in helping us with our baseball advertising, give us a call, 314-852-4398, or live stream STL at outlook.com. Have you checked out our website lately? livestreamstl.tkdsports.com. Check it out. Got lots of great articles, schedules. Where our live streams are all out now, except for the shows here. So check it out, livestreamstl.tkdsports.com. As we jump into our final segment, opening up the microphones, boys, and we're gonna pick up from where we left off. Apparently, correct?
I just want to know, Miller, are you going to do the Harry Carey?
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I could.
I can't wait.
On the call?
And then the microphone goes down.
Do you want me to sing the 7th inning stretch?
1 and a 2 and a 3. See how many people in the stands will sing with you.
We'll call it the 5th inning stretch.
There you go.
There you go. Wait, are there 7 innings?
7 innings, right? 7.
Sorry, Gary. You got to give a shot.
Sorry. It's just too funny not to. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Zach.
What?
Get on it.
Get on what?
You had a question.
Oh, what?
I got a question for you guys.
Okay. Well, I asked it.
I
Ray
know.
with
Say
the
it again.
commercial.
Listen.
So we got
All right.
10 minutes on
All
this
right.
topic.
My
Here we go.
Adderall's
So what do you want as a head coach? What is your most important? What do you want from your junior high programs? Are you going to focus on winning? Are you going to focus on development? Are you going to focus on getting as many kids out in numbers and producing and trying to keep those kids out into the high school ranks, because it's all small schools. I mean, we're all coaching in small schools, and so even if it is a big school, I mean, what do you think?
You guessed a lot of things there.
Yeah.
I'm doing 2 things. I'm first of all, I mean, Jarvis makes fun of me a lot for it, but I'm preaching numbers at the younger ages, getting more kids excited about the game.
I don't make fun of you about numbers. I make fun of you when you keep 45 kids on the freshman through senior, and you play 20 of them.
I play more than 20.
Why don't you just put those kids who won't make the team
Here we
on your
go.
AAU team?
Thought about it. So,
Too easy.
But I'm going to say that I think that's a key component at the younger level, younger ages, is getting more and more kids, because you talked about it. You got to have 2 or 3 kids from each class at a small school to develop, but you also got to have 3 or 4 or 5 role players as well. And if you're not, then you're not going to be very successful, in that sense. The other thing is, I think that it's all about fundamentals at the younger ages. If you're looking to win, if you're winning at that level consistently at a high, beating teams by 20, 30, 40 points, typically you've got some skilled players that are above the rest, and that's the reason why you're winning at that much by that. So I think that it develops by putting more and more time on fundamentals at the younger ages and getting kids playing together. I think is the most important thing in my eyes.
I look at it like this, and I have a great example of a kid who, when he was in middle school, he wasn't very good. He was the kid that you put in at the end of the game and set him by the goal and hope that we can throw the ball down to him and he can get a chance to score. He was about like this tall, and he got to be about this tall when he was in high school. He's a little taller than that. But he came out for the team every year. We've focused on fundamentals a lot between the time he was in 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. And when Kobe got hurt and we needed a point guard, here comes Anthony Doldy. Anthony Doldy ends up being all conference, and he was the kid at the end of the bench as an 8th grader.
Yes.
Who, you're like, okay, well, we're just glad Anthony's come out to play. He tries every day. He's working hard. And next thing you know, you can see this kid getting better because he is playing. He is doing the work. And, again, we try to really focus on fundamentals. He was a good point guard. He was close to the ground anyway. It's hard to take the ball away from him.
Yeah.
But he was quick. He used his athleticism. He could jump off the ground. We didn't even know he could do all this stuff. But he worked on his game, and that's the important part. And you keep those kids in the program together and develop them as they go. So I want the development.
I agree.
I want the development. Numbers, development, excitement for the game. Yeah,
I was going to say numbers is a big thing because
not 45, but numbers.
Yeah, numbers and development would be my second thing. But numbers is good. I've had some kids that they didn't play much as a 7th and 8th grader. Like they weren't like the star,
right?
And then they got to the high school level, and Coach Goodwin's like, "Man, can't believe so and so is now starting for you and producing." When he was in 7th grade, man,
you just don't know.
So you just don't know.
That's especially, and we talked about, I remember months ago talking about that, and we said the difference between girls and guys was that some kids, some 8th graders have probably already gone through puberty. Some 7th graders have, and you just never know when they're going to get their growth spurt.
Late bloomers.
Yep.
Well,
but what you're saying is you're not going to focus on winning.
I don't give a damn about the winning part.
But that's
I want to win.
I like to win.
It's not the important part in middle school. It's not the important part as a freshman in the freshman team.
Agreed.
I want to see what they can do as far as where they started at the beginning of the year and where they are now and how they have improved their game And that's the important part, because at some point I need this kid to be able to play for me as a varsity coach, whatever his role is, whatever he can do. And the kids that talking about roles a while ago and how kids don't like theirs, I don't know how many times I've had this conversation. If you don't like the role I give you, go home and get better, and I will change your role.
Yep.
Show me you can play and do something else. Don't just wake up one morning and stretch. I think I can shoot the ball today.
You mean you have to show up to open gyms? You have to show up to stuff?
Gyms,
you should be there in the summer.
You have to spend hours doing it.
No matter what grade you're in.
Not hours playing 2K, whatever it is, on PlayStation.
Because you can make it as fun as you want, and you can make things as fun as you want. If kids aren't going to put work in, but it's hard.
Here's another thing.
It's going to be hard for them to develop.
Do you get the kids that come out and are there at every single thing? Are they getting better than the other ones that aren't?
As long as they're
sitting
doing
at home
what they
and then
should
they
be
want to
doing,
know why they didn't play. Why didn't you get to play? Well, those kids are at every single thing, working their tail off.
Haven't missed an open gym.
Doing what you're asking them to do, and they're getting better. And so the light bulb should be popping off and saying, oh, is that what you mean by that? That's what you mean by showing up every single day and doing your part to get better. And I think that's a lot of it is when they're doing that, guess what happens?
They get better.
They get better, and then they enjoy it.
And they can play.
And then all of a sudden, they have fun doing it because they are getting better at it.
And they are having some success. Because it doesn't matter. The more and more time you put in, a coach is not going to not play you if you are good enough. I mean, the coach is going to play the players that are going to help them win no matter what.
And that's why I tell them, like, listen, if you think that I'm wrong about not playing you, prove me wrong. I want you to.
Right.
I want you to be – look, this is where I want you to play. I want you to be pissed off about it. I don't want you to want to
be that role
to be that guy. I want you to say, I want to start.
Right.
I walk around and talk to all the kids. I got a bunch of kids. I go, where do you want to play? I mean, what do you think you're going to do next year? And it's, I want to start. Then show me.
Right.
Show me you deserve it. Show me that you're going to earn it. Put in the work. And if you don't do that, I'm not going to just give it to you by default.
Right.
Oh, you're a senior. Here you go. Hell no. I started freshmen in the past. I don't care how old you are. I care about the guys who can play. They put in the work. They're fundamentally sound. They work hard every day. They got a good attitude. They are good teammates. If you can't do that, then you don't deserve to.
Well,
that's
I
all
think
there is to it. Go to some other school.
Coach Rhodes pointed out here in 2 or 3 things, but I think one of the things he said is, I think this conversation is totally different between boys and girls. A girl will not grow physically after freshman year typically, but boys will always continue to grow physically as they grow older.
Well, and then later on he says you still have to play your 5 best players whether or not they ever attend an open gym. Correct, but most of the time your best 5 players are the ones that attend.
They want to attend because they've gotten better, and they've worked on their game to get better.
But I'm talking about junior high. I know you guys have moved over to the varsity level, but
I can't talk to 8th graders.
What? Go back to your past then. Go back to your past 30 jobs that you've had here and there. No, but I'm just saying, as a head coach, what are you going to tell your junior high coaches to focus on? And I know you already went through, and I'm not asking you to rehash it, but here's the thing. Are you as a head coach sitting down and having a conversation saying, look, these kids need to play.
Right.
Like that they need to play, because here's the thing, we're getting to that level, and you're still, I guess, kind of at that level too, getting past it. It's tough to see. It's tough to see on the other side of the fence in multiple sports, and you as a parent, you get to see this. Like, well, my kid's putting this time in, and we see these kids, and they're going to every practice. They're doing this, they're doing that, and they're not even getting a shot. And it's junior high. You got 18 kids on a football team, and 7 of them are sitting every game. It's junior high. Who cares about winning right now? You need to draw interest. Or what do you do? You're a track guy. What do you do with 100 kids, 90 kids in your program?
You got to run them.
Or you
run them all.
You're going to meet like we did. Was it yesterday where it's unlimited entries and you're
put them all in. I'm a thrower. You're running.
Herky, hold on. Herky's known for their distance, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, why not? I'm just asking, what do? Obviously, you guys are doing something right to develop year after year after year, whether it's cross country, whether it's distance, because we're running.
Running.
And so, anyway, what do you do to that 7th grader that 8th grader that's maybe low on the depth chart, if there's such a thing. But how do you keep their interest? How do you keep them out?
Well, they start early.
Well, I'll tell you,
That's
I think
one
the
thing.
biggest thing about it is we go to multiple different meets with different kids. So we may send we may go to there may be 4 meets a week in junior high somewhere. We may send some kids to this meet, some kids to this
Hold
meet.
on.
Some
That's got to
kids to
cost
this meet.
lots of money, Coach.
No.
Wait, no, it's not
Here-
thousands of dollars to do that?
No. Here's what I'll tell you.
Okay.
Every single kid gets an
Sarcasm,
opportunity to participate in a meet
Oh.
at some point. So I think that the thing is you keep kids' interest by putting them in that place, but there's more opportunities. I mean, we could have gone to them every day last week at the junior high and high school level. Every day. We went 3 of the 5 days already, but we could have went – there was a meet all 5 days last week.
You're going to send your top runners to every meet?
So, no, we separated it. We went, okay, hey, we're going to go – we kind of loaded up our field a little bit last Thursday at Grandview. We put our best team together and sent them to Grandview and sent, maybe the second-tier kids that we wanted to try to get them. They're our number 2, number maybe on the verge of number 2, 3. Hey, we're going to send them to this meet and let them run against the big boys to try to make them see the understanding of, hey, I got to compete at this level to be a number 1 or 2 guy coming into districts or sectionals or conference for that matter for junior high. It's the same concept. I think that's why I think you more opportunity, and that's why I realized that at the junior high levels, us being MSHA affiliated where we can only play 8 games really hurts our opportunities to develop kids more if you're going to have more kids in numbers. And I feel like as far as a varsity coach that I wish the junior highs wasn't affiliated with MSHA as far as that goes, because I think it would develop more openly opportunities for us to be able to play more games with our kids to get them more exposure and game time. When you got to think about we get a total of 12 games or 13 games total with the tournaments involved in that, you lose out when you have 15. Let's say you have 15 girls in 7th grade and 15 in 8th grade. Yeah, I mean, that's tough to play 15 kids in only 12 games and even it out as much. But if you go play 30 games over a CYC or CNR or whatever it is, and then you put them into play of that, I think you're just developing more kids that way. I think you're developing more kids. You're developing more excitement about the sport, excitement about the game, and I think that's, as far as from what I see, that's an important factor in, and I see it around here. I don't know necessarily that the best junior high programs are always the best high school programs either. I think it's on the flip side of that. You just don't see the quality of junior high and high school.
I don't know about that. Maybe girls wise, but I mean, Fest has been pretty solid in the varsity basketball for last couple of years, right? Well, their junior highs were mopping people, man.
Well, sure they were.
So they're
but
that
they were
doesn't
beating teams by 50, 60, right? Are they doing that now?
Their junior high.
High school.
I'm talking about the high school.
No, but their high school's been very successful. That's what I'm saying, and they've been winning at the junior high level. And Boer mentioned earlier, well, those teams that they've been doing this feeder stuff have been in the championship games so many years, blah blah blah. I mean, our boys have been in the championship games several of those years too. It doesn't always translate all the time. Some schools have terrible junior high, and then they're good when they get up to the varsity level. I mean,
well, I think it all depends on the quality of, 1, coaches, 2, the quality of turnover in coaches at the high school level. Let's just say that, your junior high programs maybe not be very successful. They may be very successful at the junior high level. By the time they get to high school, they've gotten a new head coach. A system is completely different. Now, all of a sudden, it's changed the culture because of that. So, I mean, there's so many avenues and so many things that can change that I think that's, to me, is where successful programs are going, is success is breeded by, in my opinion, hard work. And if you're not getting your coaches and your kids to work hard in junior high, they're probably not going to be working hard in high school either.
I agree.
I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it translating any different, in my opinion. And if you're not starting them out at a young age, I don't think you're getting them excited about it. I think you're losing excitement because you're getting them and they're automatically having to compete at, let's say that they used to get them in 7th grade, and now they've got to compete right at 7th grade, and they're fundamentally not there yet because they haven't done all this stuff.
You see it all the time.
They haven't done all this stuff.
You see that all the time, though. You can tell the look, especially in middle school, you can tell kids that don't play.
Oh, sure, absolutely,
and,
you can.
Yeah, so, and that's no fun to be on that team when you're a bunch of those kids,
right?
But again, do you have parents who are going to take that time to do that and bring these kids together?
Mm-hmm.
You have kids who love playing the game. All those factors play into it to be able to do a feeder program at all. Because if you don't have parents that are involved, well, you got to try to do it. Nah, it doesn't always work out very well.
Tough.
Then at the same time, if the kids don't like doing it, then you're not going to have kids showing up to stuff, whether it's practices, whether it's open gyms that you're having or whatever. And they would rather do other things, then guess what? It's not going to be as successful. So you have to have a combination of a bunch of things. But they have to be able to function and play whatever level that they're coming into. So if they are coming into 7th grade, yeah, it's going to be important. So those years before that, you can't just, like, oh, look, a basketball. What do I do with that?
Right.
Son, you're a freshman. You should already know.
Yeah, yeah.
And look, being a guy who now doesn't get a chance to work with middle school kids like I used to in the past, I see how a lack of fundamentals, let's just go with that, makes poor Coach Kurtovik's job very difficult. And there's no wonder why he's so angry all the time.
Coach who?
Coach Eddie. Coach K. Not the real Coach K, the Bosnian one.
I was like, you got the real Coach K over there now? I knew you were making some changes, but dang.
No, we're trying to, got to make up for my deficiencies.
You get the next step down, right?
Yeah.
Next step
Now,
down.
and of course you're going to have exceptions. You're going to have some kids that maybe basketball isn't their primary sport. I mean, I had Jordan Duncan, but he was the best player in my program. I mean, I didn't, I don't penalize kids for not showing up, but it shows the ones that show up.
Sure it does.
And he was a kid that worked all the time outside,
But,
on his own.
But, when real quick on open gyms, that doesn't necessarily translate to instant success or you're great because you're going. Because if you got a group of kids coming and other people are coming, you're trying to beat that guy out for playing time and he shows up, well, you're both at the same level. You're both playing. You have to do stuff when they're not doing stuff. But open gyms, if you're an older kid and you're not coming to open gyms and you're allowing some underclassmen to show up, this is me. I'm like, oh, okay, I get that kid for 3-4 years, and I only get your sorry ass for 1 or 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, if they got legitimate reasons, I have kids all the time who are going to football combines. They're doing things. They have legitimate reasons. I had kids I know are just going home and they're playing Xbox and they ain't doing a damn thing. Then guess what? Okay, go have your fun.
Right.
It's going to be fun while we're playing and we're competing and we're winning, and you're not getting to play and you're feeling sorry for yourself.
And that happens.
And that's I do not base open gym attendance on if they're playing, but I am looking at that's just one of those things you look at. Oh, look, I got a senior showing up. That's a good example for younger guys.
Yep.
It shows that he wants to be there. It shows that they care about the program because we try to have this mentoring culture where, hey, we want you guys around this to help build the program from what we're trying to say all the way up. And if you don't have the older guys doing it, then you don't have all the buy-in that you want. So, yeah, I want the kids to come to open gym. I do. I really do.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what we have. I used to call them organized team activities.
OTA, that was another name for them.
Yeah, we did that. A lot of times
I'd
I'd have
OTIs, opportunity to improve.
During the dead week, I turn over a list of things I want the seniors to do, and I make our captains or whoever is our captains. Mm-hmm. I can't practice you. I can't work with you.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah,
that's what I let them do.
So you might give out like a shooting program or something and say, hey,
I do it before the dead week begins, and here's what I want.
Mm-hmm. You said you did not have trivia ready.
I have trivia. We're ready to go.
Trivia.
Oh, I was going to suggest if you didn't because you were busy all day, we could do this or that.
Some of us work.
So this just in from Ron Rhodes. Are you still going to play your 5 best players whether or not they ever show up to one open gym?
Wait, I give the opportunity for kids to come to open gym and get better.
Yeah.
And
open
I
gym
tell kids,
isn't the end all be all.
No,
we're not saying that.
I told kids, I said, listen, you can if it's a competition between you and another kid, and they show up, or you show up, and that kid doesn't, and you show up to everything, open gyms, all the summer events, anything in the fall, and that kid doesn't, and they come in November, and they still are better than you and outwork you, I'm going to play the better kid.
Yeah,
sure. This is your opportunity to close the gap between someone you're competing with. It doesn't mean that, that's the guy. But for me personally, I'm going, okay, I know what this kid can do. I've seen them more. But whenever I have another kid that, let's say he's a 3-sport athlete, he plays so many sports that he has his summer taken up.
We got a ton of those.
I don't get to see him, and I have those too.
It's still, to steal off of whoever said it, sports is still a meritocracy.
Yeah.
Right? It's still based off of your skill set, still based off of, who the better players are.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Blair, you grew up in Illinois. You know what that word means, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
I mean, I would have been.
Should I go to the education program over there?
I mean, I'd have been an idiot if I would have said, well, sorry, Jordan Duncan, you missed 10 out of the 20 open gyms. You're not starting. Well, no.
I would be like,
you're going to play your
thanks,
best.
Coach Jarvis. Thank you.
I mean, you're going to play. You're going to play.
Talking about beating you by 40.
You're going to play. You're going to play who you
wouldn't
think.
have had to press either.
Yeah, you're going to play who you think are going
Post
to win you the
players,
game.
you're now the point guards. Bring the ball up the floor. I'm kidding. Totally kidding.
Another post in here. Kevin Holly, technically yes, but since they aren't part of the school district,
it's a reply though.
Oh, is it okay?
So reply
to
you? Kyle Boers.
Oh, okay.
Miller, why?
I thought that might have
Why
been
can't you
somebody
go to all the Catholic grade schools and talk to those coaches' dads? Technically, yes, but since they aren't part of the school district, there's nothing that says they have to allow us to do it.
Yeah,
there you go.
So I get what you're saying.
But still no 8th graders.
No, I don't.
Still no 8th graders.
Nope. Won't talk to 8th graders.
Okay. Interesting.
I won't talk to him about basketball. I won't talk to him about any sports. I mean, I can say this is what we did last year, and that's about it. I mean, I very, very. If we have a kid come in shadow, I pretty much talk about academics. I have kids come in and their parents want to talk about sports. I'm like, no. And if they kind of push, I'm like, no, I can't talk to you about that, and I won't. I have no reason to. I think the school sells itself, and I don't have to do anything. Let them do it. If they see me on the sidelines, they're like, man, I want to play for that crazy psychopath. Okay, well then you know what? That's up to you. I don't care.
That's your prerogative.
That's your prerogative.
There's gonna be at least one person, maybe.
Kevin
All right,
Holly,
it's trivia time.
We talk to them about their education.
That's right.
Because
care about their education.
Care about their education. So here we go.
All right.
Cranium Cut trivia time. Take it away,
Kevin.
Yeah,
Mr.
hey, devices go away.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Blair,
not a problem.
Got it.
Yeah, get off that phone, bro.
Yeah,
bruh.
Shutting it off.
Bruh.
Down Facebook off.
I hate it.
Hold on, Ray's got.
I have to have this on.
I have to have it.
I have to see the comments that are coming in.
Tara Lynn, you want to stand behind Ray and see if he's cheating? I'm kidding. You don't have to.
And tell me the answers. Signals.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. This is all high school boys basketball questions from Missouri.
What?
Boys, thank you. That's always
sorry.
Nice.
High school boys basketball.
Yep.
Over 4.
Trivia.
Oh, geez, I'm going to be out on this.
What school has won the most boys basketball championships in Missouri history?
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
A, Charleston. B, Vashon. C, Cardinal Ritter. D, Scott County Central.
Of course you're going to put that on there. I have no earthly idea.
What?
No.
Man, you don't even know the history of the sport you coach?
Not for Missouri, I don't.
Oh, that's right.
Well, I'm
right.
taking a guess.
Come from another state, that happens.
Ready?
Man, that's
answers?
Answers, let's go.
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to do
I
that.
said Charleston.
Charleston, and what do you
Ritter.
got there?
Ritter.
And you guys both
Boy,
got
Ronnie's got a lot.
Scott County Central is correct.
Wow.
18
Hey,
state
look at that. Look at us.
championships.
Who's up?
Like, dang.
18 state championships.
That's a lot.
Charleston has 11.
11.
Vashon has 10. Ritter has 7.
I knew Charleston had a lot.
Do they,
Yes.
though? Do they, though?
Well,
Didn't they have to vacate?
Your
some?
guess.
It doesn't matter. That it still wasn't the right answer, so it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
no, I got it right. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Do they vacate?
Well, speaking of vacate, question number 2.
Oh, boy.
From 1997 to 1999, this Kansas City area school won 3 consecutive 2A boys basketball state championships featuring the Rush brothers, Jerron and Kareem.
Wow.
Only to have those championships vacated because the 2 brothers received money to play there. What school did they attend?
KC.
A, Barstow High School.
Oh, you had to put that one.
B, Pembroke Hill.
Oh, you
C, Hogan Prep Academy. D, Raytown South. What, do you think I was going to put like St. Louis area schools or something?
So, wow.
It is A, Barstow, B, Pembroke Hill, C, Hogan Prep, D, Raytown South. Answers.
What do you got?
The answer is B, Pembroke Hill.
Bam, we got it.
Wow.
Oh, you're the only one.
I think
There
the
might
cup
be a
is
dethroning.
the cup is about to start sliding away.
Oh, man.
I was a big fan of Rushes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially Kareem. Then he went and played for my Lakers. I mean, that's a Mizzou dream right there.
Okay, first, so,
Play for Mizzou, then go to my team, the Lakers.
all right.
Question
Right on.
number 3. Who was the highest drafted in the NBA draft? Who's the highest NBA draft pick from the state of Missouri?
Oh.
A, Steve Sapanovich. B, Jason Tatum. C, Bill Bradley. D, Otto Porter Jr. Oh, yeah. Come on. Let's go.
I don't think he was a.
Go ahead. Here we go.
Answers. Answers.
I don't know that he was put.
I don't.
That's between 2 of them, and I'm not sure which one it is.
I'm not sure who it is. So
Let's go.
Come on.
Pick.
Come on, Crystal. Come on, Crystal City.
It's not him.
I don't think it's Bradley either.
I don't think it's Bradley.
Blair, what are you doing?
Well,
Drawing
Tatum-
circles? And
Well, come on, pick one.
Otto was low. He was in the 20s.
Otto Porter was drafted 3rd,
That
but he
dummy,
was
yes,
not.
Second was
Steve
Stepanovich.
Stepanovich was
Wow,
drafted second
he was one of my favorite
overall.
guys.
Did you get it wrong too?
Yeah.
Sweet. So that means me and you are in it still for the
Ray.
That's who
I'm
I thought
out.
it was. That's who I thought
There,
it was.
hang on. Let's start moving it away. I told you the streak would probably end.
I thought it was him.
Who did Stepanovich go to? Or was he 1, 2, 3?
Oh,
2,
hang
3?
on. Yeah, he was the second pick. I'm trying to think.
I knew it
Did he
had
go
to be
to
him or
Indiana
Porter.
Nuggets.
That's
was
what
gonna
I
Otto
knew
was 3?
Yeah.
Otto was
Indiana?
3
Yeah.
to the Wizards.
I knew he was big.
Yeah. Yeah. He was the Big East Player of the Year as a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
And he went pro.
I just thought he was like 10th to 13th.
All right.
All
Last
right.
question. Here we go.
Question number 4. He holds the record for the most career points scored in boys basketball in a career in the state of Missouri. A, Bill Roundtree. B, Fred Johnson. C, Bill Bradley. D, Otto Porter Jr.
BB, baby.
Oh, yeah. What do you have? How many? Have you
Me and
We're
him
tied
both
at
have
2.
Two.
He's got one.
got one.
He's got one.
No, he doesn't
Yeah,
get
I don't
it.
have
He's
any
out.
right now.
You don't have any.
I'm out, and I probably got this one wrong, too.
All right, answers. You said Bill Bradley.
I have no idea.
Huh?
You said Otto Porter Jr. You said Bill Bradley. And you said Bill Roundtree. You are all incorrect. It is Fred Johnson.
Wow.
3,552
Well, at least you
points.
two, one of you two get to win it. Huh?
I didn't even know.
Two-way tie.
I never heard of Fred Johnson. So
Fred.
Pretty sure he was a head coach at Kelly. Yeah.
wow.
Went to Wellsville, Middletown.
This is the part where I get to gripe and complain about the questions.
I'm sorry. Maybe you should know more about basketball.
Can you give me something from that 1950?
It was
I don't need to know about
1985, I
boys.
believe.
I don't need to know enough about boys.
Sorry. All right.
We're in
Tiebreaker question.
We're in
Yep.
overtime.
Yeah, okay. Question number 5. In 1945, Conway High School. I had to do it just because of McVeigh. Stop. Trust me. It's not. You'll need to know the school. Just be cool.
Conway High School.
Conway High School defeated Springfield Catholic for the boys' state championship. There was only one class back then. They set the record for team wins in a season that year. How many did they have? I'm giving you
I get
options here. A, 40. B, 41. C, 42. D, 43.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, if we had a tiebreaker, I had to go to
You
something.
can't answer this.
I can.
He can answer if he wants.
Who knows?
What's the question again?
In 1945, Conway High School defeated Springfield Central for the boys' state championship. They set the record for team wins in a season that year. How many wins did they have?
Oh my! I'll just throw up a number when it comes time.
What do you got?
I have 40.
It was 42.
I was going to say 42.
Closest wins, right?
Nope. But now, hey, since we are doing it now, I got one other question just in case.
All right.
This high school boys basketball coach finished his career with an overall record of 1,011 and 343 and holds the record for the most boys basketball coaching wins in Missouri history. Who was it? A, Bob Roberts. B, Ron Cookson. C, Gene Bess. D, Bud Lathrop.
Bud what?
Lathrop.
Is this high school?
Yes.
Oh, it's
high school boys basketball varsity. Not combined boys and girls.
No,
He won
it's not college.
this many just boys basketball games.
I've heard of this name, but I think it's this
Answers.
one. I think it's this one. What are you putting?
Not what
I
you're
think it's
putting.
college. I think he's college.
He's college. He's
Dadgummit.
college.
It's
Cookson
this
did win.
one.
It's Bud Lathrop.
Oh, what'd you put?
Cookson.
All right, closest to the pin.
How many didn't have that many?
Longest overtime.
Closest to the pin.
Okay.
Uh-oh, closest to the pin.
So
A,
this-
B, C, D, or just a number?
It's going to be a number.
Huh?
It's going to be a number.
All right.
Okay. On December 2nd, 1968, Dixon High School scored the most points in Missouri boys basketball history and held their opponent Stoutland High School to just 34 points. How many points did they score that night?
Where does he get this stuff?
Directly from the Misha website.
Are we just writing a number?
Yeah, it's closest to the pin, man. Let's put it this
Highest
way.
or lowest, or does it matter? Are
Doesn't
you
matter.
out?
As close
Price
as you
is
are.
right.
No.
Price is right.
Closest
They
to the
scored.
pin.
The other team scored 34.
The others, yes. Stoutland scored 34, but Dixon scored how many points, which was the record for most points in a single game.
Gotcha.
I'll have to get calculator time here, probably. Carry the one.
Going low, I think it's higher than that, but just because I want to guess.
I mean, look, it's over 100.
Oh yeah, well, I'd hope so. I've saw more scores of that.
You said 149. You said 141. The answer is 172. 172 to 34.
Champion.
I never want to hear anybody piss and moan about getting beat when you get beat 172 to 34
Without a 3-point line?
It's 1968.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, 170.
172.
Here we go. New Cranium Cup champion, Mr. McVeigh.
Wow.
Thank you. I wouldn't have thought.
Check it
You
out.
should go back. You should go on there sometime and look at some of these records.
I thought you were going to ask one that had, like, what was the lowest score?
2-0.
We almost had the lowest score earlier this year.
I think it might have actually been
I had some
for
good
a half.
Would you rather questions, but we're going
We'll
on
save
like 2.5
that.
hours. I know we're going on 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we've had a long
God,
one.
are
I'm
people
ready to
still
go
watching?
to bed.
No.
Not really because of all the problems, but we got a lot of the problems.
Just
fixed,
splice
so
it together.
We're going to splice together and
Put a
it
little
together.
Scotch tape on it.
And
Kevin, you say, are they counting the vacated ones from Fashawn? I don't think it is. I think they won 10 without being vacated.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, Jimmy didn't get a TV on those.
Yeah.
Jimmy McKinney.
Let's draw. Let's who our winner
Yeah.
is. Before we
Oh,
close
yeah,
the show.
yeah, we got to do that. We got
Good thing you remembered that.
Yeah, I know.
The irony of McVay winning on that question. Laugh out loud.
Who said that?
Michelle.
Hey, nice job. Tip my hat.
There we go.
That was good. Especially to win on that question. Huh? Running up the score.
Yeah, hey, wait.
We got,
this is
how
a
many we
question
got?
from 1968?
And running up the score on somebody, too.
Right? All right,
here we go.
We're going to spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
How many we got?
A few. We got like 10 or something.
Hey.
10.
Who is it?
Amy Duncan.
Oh, yay.
Yaha.
Oh, Amy
Hey,
Duncan.
she's in it. Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Just like that. There we go.
Dropped one of them
How
markers.
about that?
How about that?
Are we still doing the sponsorship deal?
Yep.
Okay, so we need to probably throw that up there. So I'm going to give the floor here. I'm going to give it over here to you, Mr. Blair. You're going to have to move the cup, though, because it's in the middle of your face.
Well,
Great.
someone's
But,
just so happy they got it
yeah,
over here.
right. So there you go. Congrats there,
My
Mr.
precious.
McVay.
Yeah,
I was seriously going to do a commercial or a video where I had it in bed, sleeping with it and stuff like that. And so, but I was like,
Hey, it was
I'm
easy
not gonna
come,
be
easy
like
go,
that.
Ray.
It was easy come, easy go.
Don't worry, McVay's, that's on his mind next a whole week.
Right.
He's going to be sleeping with it.
Yeah. So I'm going to
Literally.
throw up the Q code here real quick. Let me find it. Sponsor with us. Yes.
Coach Rhodes knows exactly about that. Dixon. He said that's
there
what
we go.
John Brown played for Dixon.
That's right.
Yeah,
All right,
wow.
there it is.
Coach
Well,
Rhodes.
he's forgotten more basketball than some
All right,
of us.
so we'll go ahead and share it out there. And,
Yep.
we're looking for some sponsorships for the show. And what we're going to do with those sponsorships is basically give back to the local community. $50 will allow you to sponsor a segment of the show. With that $50, you will get your name or your name of your business that you are affiliated with on the screen during that segment, and we will mention it at the very beginning and at the end of each segment that you were the sponsor of that show. You will get that sponsorship for an entire month, so that's 4 shows for about 35 to 45 minutes, give or take the topic when the segment, and as well. And that's will be for a whole month for $50. You get 4 of those shows. And then we have the $250 one, and that is basically the entire show. You get it for the entire month, and you're the whole sponsor of the entire show for that whole month. So your name will do a commercial for you. The boys and Ray will do a commercial for your business, and we will highlight you as far as a sponsorship for our show, and we will get your business and or name out there. But more importantly, what are we getting with this? Is we're going out and we're going to try to get out some items from the local community, local businesses, as just like Hopachanga here, to basically give out gift certificates, give out prizes, whatever they would like to donate, or we would like to purchase from them with the money that we do get, to try to give out once a month some nice item from a local business, a local community, to just basically give back. And then, the 250 one, what we'd like to try to do with that is the more we get, more opportunities we'd have to try to maybe do a scholarship for one senior boy and girl from a school in the county. And that's kind of been our thought process. That's kind of something that's going to be down the road, as we get this thing going moving forward. So we've been very gracious to be able to have some support from a lot of local businesses during our 57 weeks that we've had. And so we want to give back to those businesses, but we'd love to give back to more businesses. So if you want to sponsor our show and a segment, reach out to any of the boys. We'll get you that information.
Scan the QR code.
Scan the QR code that is on the page. We will share that on the Coaches Box page. So like and share the Coaches Box page as well as Livestream STL, and you can get that out there for your opportunity, to maybe win a prize each week as well. So we appreciate it. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and we'll get you the information you need.
There you have it, and there you are.
There it is.
Appreciate it. We'll be out at Busch Stadium tomorrow night.
It's a nice cup.
Freezing our booties off, but
bundle up.
Yeah, we're going to definitely have to bundle up and.
Hey, everybody!
Hey!
I want you to open up with that.
I say I'll go up and I'll do the Harry voice.
I want to know if there's going to be mics in the dugout. Like, we're going to mic up Eddie, Coach Marino, and maybe listen to him.
How about that?
It's a family show.
I don't think we can.
Yeah.
Definitely going to have to be a family show.
There's no going to be.
Right.
No, come on.
All right, there you have it. Thanks for watching The Coach's Box. Ray Halbrook here from Livestream STL. We'll see you next week, and we'll figure out what we're going to do next week.
I hope it's Wednesday.
Hopefully, we'll see how it goes there. Thanks for watching tonight. We'll see you again. Check us out tomorrow night out at Busch Stadium. Have a great evening. We'll see you later.